So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's all I can say. So this is a 2015 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. This is the 3.8 liter V6, thank god. And this is probably one of the last Genesis here that arrived in the Philippines. This is a late 2015 model because I know this phased out here in our local market last 2016. And yes, the looks of it, this is the facelift model, by the way. They went for a more aggressive look, as you can see. Personally, I prefer the facelift model. Looks a bit cleaner. However, looking at this now in the fresh, I barely see one of these anyway. This looks so good, and especially in the shop. I'll tell you what the real color is later, by the way. Also, the headlights here, as you can see, they're actually, that's massive. Looks like a large cup, to be honest. These are all LEDs, by the way. Your LED DRLs are also here. Fake vent, yeah, there's one here, but there's a parking sensor at least here, if that's not mistaken. Yeah, the dive planes, by the way, they're a bit flimsy, but that's alright. And there's another fake vents here on the hood. No idea why they put that in the first place, but it's fine. But knowing this is a drift car, I know they can take those off easily for better cooling if you're gonna convert this to a drift car. This is Hyundai's so far only sports car that arrived here in the Philippines, and probably the only sports car that they ever made so far. Side profile, yes, looks very muscular. I also seen reviews and I heard a lot of from owners. Shout out to the owner, by the way. This acts like a muscle car. So this competes with the Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, Toyota 86/Subaru BRZ, then a Nissan 370Z. I will not compare any of those because I have never driven any of those. I might compare though the interior with the 370Z because I've sat in that at least. And wheels, they're bronzy-ish looking. I love them. And then you have the red Brembo brake calipers. Also, notoriously, these Genesis models tend to have brake fade, but the owner said he never experienced brake fade. Even though he drives this a lot, he never experienced brake fade. Technically, he never tracked it. And also, I do like the wrap. It's not too bad, not too much in your face. It's alright. It kind of suits the car, to be honest. And then here in the rear of the Hyundai Genesis, somewhat same set of brake lights like in the previous facelift model. Love this spoiler. Not so tall, not so big, just right. So it doesn't hamper your visibility. You also have a third brake light here as well. It's a long piece. I love the Genesis badge, and then also your 3.8 badge. That means it's a 3.8 liter V6. I'll get to the engine in a bit. And then you have 4 parking sensors. This car has upgrades. I'll mention this again later when I show you the engine. He upgraded this to a drift exhaust. Shout out to these people. I've heard this while this was being parked. It sounds so freaking awesome. And also, how did this review happen in the first place? The owner actually saw my post in Interesting Car Spotting PH. He actually enjoyed my Hyundai Azera review, and he said he wants me to try out this lovely V6 model. The Azera is also V6. What this car is capable, he let me try it out himself. So thank you to the owner for letting me try this out. So that's all I can say about the exterior. So I'll show you the interior. So this is the interior of the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Whoa. Well, coupe if you're from the US, or coupe if you're from Europe, but also a coupe. The door's long and wide, as you can see. Not much plastics, only here below the door card. You have a reflector here, but on top though, it's soft squeegee material plastic here where your window switches are. Actually a bit similar to the Azera as well. And then, yeah, soft touch here, nice material. Not as good as the Azera, but it's still nice to the touch. We have a silver trim here as well in the door. And as you can see, this car's been wrapped. This is the original color. Yep, it's red. Reason he wrapped it is because there's already so much scratches. This has been his daily, so I respect the owner for driving this almost every day. He has no issues, by the way, with this car. It's been very, very reliable since he bought this car. Also, you have a cubby space here. As you can see, it's occupied. And then you have a speaker setup here, up above here, and down here actually. One small, one big. Also, I noticed in the door, this is how you open the boot and your fuel filler cap. So let's step inside of the Hyundai Genesis. Okay, I admit, it sounds alright, but I noticed the glass just shakes little bit. Yes, it goes up because it's a coupe, but listen to this. just a little bit of a shake. But the door sound, it doesn't sound too bad. It's a bit hot. It's keyless, by the way. Start her up. Oh! Yeah, that sounds louder than usual. Let's start here on the left. You have air conditioning vent here, your trip button and reset button for here, the digital display in the middle, and then you have your parking sensor, electronic stability program button, your fog lamps, and then brightness for the digital cluster. I heard a lot as well from the owners and forums. I didn't ask him this yet, by the way. The electronic stability program or the traction control itself interferes a lot when it's on. So I will leave that on for obvious reasons, because if you turn it off, you're dead, literally. Then here in your steering wheel, it's hard, it's girthy. It's alright though. I think it's just as hard, just being honest, as a Volkswagen Lamando. The quality of the materials here in the steering wheel. But nevertheless, I love this 3-spoke design, very simple. You have your cruise control buttons here on the right side. This controls the radio here in the middle. This is a 2-din setup. Bummer, the PH spec doesn't get 7-inch, 8-inch infotainment system, but it's fine knowing Hyundai. Excuse me. And then adjustments for your volume here. Again, on the left side, there's some, okay, that's weird, that's a mute button here below. I love this chrome bronze-ish trim here on the steering wheel, and then for your phone. I love the blue outer lay glow around the digital display. Yeah, this is very Azera, like literally. There's a digital display in the middle of both the speedometer and the tachometer. Very simple setup. How you adjust the display in the middle is this trip button on here on the left side. Okay, simple display only, that's alright. Okay, quality here in the dashboard. Okay, this one is plastic, but the rest here are very hard, but they're still squidged though, that's alright. This one's plastic also. And then here in the middle, the center console, yes, 2-din setup. Actually, very easy to read. You have physical buttons here for your radio. And then I love this 3-gauge setup for your throttle, your torque, and then your oil temperature. I agree with some of the reviews and owners of this Hyundai Genesis. It's seated a little bit too low. However, this is a cost cut saving for drifters. So it's a cost cutting measure for drifters who usually install the gauges here on the left side. At least this Genesis has this from stock. You have more of the squidge material here. And then the bronze-ish trim. I don't know what color is this, sorry, so I'll stick with bronze. And then the aircon also, by the way, is so freaking cold. I love it. I think it's just a little bit colder than the Azera. Since this is a very small cabin, I'll try to get to the back seats later. And then more stuff here for your climate control. And then here in this cubby space, you have an aux cord and a USB port. That is it. And then small cubby space for your cards, as you can see. Then glove box here. Okay, that's actually decent for a sports car. You have 2 cup holders, one small, one big one, a manual handbrake. I'm not gonna touch that whatsoever. Okay, I think this is to make the exhaust a little bit loud. Oh, no, I'm not gonna touch that. Yeah, I think this is to make the exhaust a little bit louder. Central armrest, it's also squeezed. Okay, I've seen the inside. There's actually personal stuff. I won't show it on camera, but it is decent enough for a sports car. And then the seats are actually hard, but actually I feel so comfortable. It holds me really firmly, but sitting here is still comfortable nevertheless. And then above here you have your lights. Oh, okay, that's bright. These are actually LEDs. And then for locking the door, I have no idea what this is. I'll ask later. Sunglasses holder, visors. Oh no, I can see the impending doom already. You have a light here and your mirror. Hello. I like the quality of the headliner and the visor itself. This does not pass. However, there's an extension clip. It's alright. It still does the job done. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, despite being PH spec, I didn't expect this. This has a sunroof. I will definitely leave this open later on, and then you can open it. I love this already. Still in this gear lever, it's hard. Yes, there's the bronze-ish trim here. Actually looks a bit gold now with sunlight. Yes, it's gloss black, but this is the only part that's gloss black, at least. And here, by the way. Yes, there's a manual mode, and they're paddle shifters. It's not like a Honda, they're plastic. This one's okay, a bit plastic, but it looks nice at least. So with that, I'll try to go to the back seats. Okay, so this is how you go to the back of the Hyundai Genesis. the seatbelt needs an extension so you can reach the seatbelt itself, but you can fold it down at least. And then, okay, this is how you go in the back. Oh god. Transmission is really high. It's already almost the size of my leg. Oh no. Okay, getting in the back here is quite difficult. I am 5'4" by the way. I have that much headroom. The seats here, same material as in front, but if I sit straight, oh gosh, yeah, I literally have enough headroom. If I stretch a bit higher, my head's already hitting the glass. But actually, I don't mind sitting here if ever for a long trip. Like, I have just enough knee room, feet room, actually just enough as well. Actually, it's not bad, yeah. For 5'4", everyone who's taller than 5'4" will definitely struggle in here. Unless you lean down a bit, but you will eat up in your head. It's a bit uncomfortable, I'll be honest. However, for my stat, I'll be very happy here. You can fit a squad. Make sure they're all 5'4" though. Sitting here in the middle. Oh no. Highly not recommended. Only toys here in the back, actually in the back seat, there are 2 net storages. That is it. Oh, this is how you fold it. Oh, you can fold it either from here or in the side of the seats, as I just showed you. I gotta get out. I gotta get out my head. I'll show you the boot. Hold on. Before I show you the boot, ground clearance by the way is 130 to 135 millimeters. That is actually not too bad because this is where I filmed the Abarth and Nissan Navara and Ford Territory, actually all in this spot. It went through up the parking lot without any issues. Yes, you have to make shed a little bit, but it's not too bad nevertheless. And let's go to the boot as promised. Let's open her up. It's a button. Ah no, you have to pull it. So open up the boot. Quite heavy though, surprisingly. You have 283 liters of space. Perfect example. Look at this box. Actually, that's not too bad for a sports car. Look. Yeah, it stretches all the way there, as you can see. It's shallow and narrow, but the opening from side to side at least is wide enough. But surprisingly, it can fit what, like, I think just 2 boxes, as you can see. And then underneath, you have a space saver spare tire. I'm not sure why you need that, but thank God at least there is. So with that, I'll show you the glorious 3.8 liter V6 engine. Look at that. Concentrate. So open up the engine. This is a 3.8 liter GDi V6 engine. It's naturally aspirated, that produces 348 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. Surprisingly, the owner was able to get the higher rated version of this engine because what I read in the history of the Genesis here in the Philippines, the 348 horsepower arrived here early 2016, but this is a 2015 model. Thank God he was able to get this so early. And as you can see, there's no plastic cover. It might have crumbled already during the ownership or because of the exhaust and the K&N filter here. So this probably has 7 to 10 horsepower more. So I'm very excited to drive this thing already and scared at the same time, to be honest. This has been very reliable. It's been bulletproof so far, and as you can see, there's a strut brace there for improved handling. One issue from its ownership, I mean, it's a regular maintenance thing, your battery. It's just been changed once, but I change my battery almost every year, so that's fine. So before we have a drive, I'll let you hear the exhaust. Okay, I love the sound, but I noticed something. There is a soft limiter at 5,000 RPM. So thank God this hasn't tuned the exhaust. It sounds really good despite having a soft limiter. Let's go for a drive. Right. I will not try to floor this thing fully because I am scared. And the other thing that intimidated me immediately driving this Hyundai Genesis Coupe The steering is so freaking heavy. This is probably one of the heaviest things I've ever encountered so far. It's so heavy, I think it's a bit even heavier than the Abarth in sport mode, by the way. That's how heavy this thing is. I love that rumble of the exhaust. It sounds so great. Also, things I missed, and I forgot to explain, that the drift exhaust here is not actually to make the exhaust louder. That's actually for a speed boost for the L filter. And then if you see a small screen here on the left earlier in the dashboard, that's actually for your reverse camera. He installed this. That's the only other thing he modded in the dashcam. So start flying it. No. Not yet, not yet. Hold. Oh, okay. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay with the transmission. However, that's just in D mode. I have not tried this whatsoever yet. Oh my god, that's so fast. Calm down. Okay, aviso, going over humps. No problem, I didn't even have to make 7. And also visibility is actually somewhat alright. Although the dashboard sits a bit too low, so you kind of think you're driving in a high car. Blind spot, not that much. The spoiler is not in the mirror that much. I am impressed. I can sense already driving this thing, there's some muscle car vibes. Oh god. How many packages per day? Just come out of my pants. Shorts, sorry. Oh my god. Oh! I floored it. Oh my god. The gearbox is amazing. It's so smooth. Oops. And as I said earlier, I am not touching the ESP or the traction control system, because if you turn it off, you dead. And surprisingly, driving over here in the Green Hills area, the ride is actually great. So I went over here and the bar was too stiff. That's actually alright. This is probably one of the most comfortable sports cars I've driven so far. Yes, you can feel the bumps, the suspension is firm, no doubt about it. It's jarring. But I would say it's not too bad, to be honest. It is not too bad. It's like so stiff, however, it's still so tolerable. Oh! Oh my god, I love this. I love this. That steering, I admit, might be too heavy for some. However, oh my god, this is so good. I understand why he uses everything. Thank you, sir, by the way, for entrusting me to drive your car. Since we're here, let's try the maneuverability and try a U-turn test. Okay, the turning circle is massive, but it's alright. It's a sports car. The small reverse camera, maybe it's so pixelated, but it's so good to have. Actually, it helps a lot. Going over humps and bumps, like this one again, I don't know why, it's still comfortable. I'll just say the ride is jarring. Yes, I kind of see it, but I don't mind it for some reason. Yeah, the drift exhaust can be a bit too loud for some, but I don't care. I love the sound of this V6. And technically, I always wanted to drive a Genesis, so this is probably a dream come true already. And just chilling here around 30 to 50 kph. It's just only doing 1500 rpm. And VH is actually great. Oh, yes, you can hear the exhaust, but the sound insulation is actually excellent. Tire noise, yes, it's just the right amount of tire noise. It's not too much. This throttle input, there's no delay whatsoever. It just wants to keep on going. Also, this car has a tendency to oversteer if you turn off the traction control, of course, but for obvious reasons, I will leave that on. Oh, this sounds so good. And look at the transmission. I'm not sure if it upshifts automatically, but I don't wanna know. But the transmission response to my commands, it's amazing. And brakes itself, for daily use, yes, the brakes are so good. The brake feel itself is probably one of the best I experienced so far. Although it's a bit high for some, but it's so good. It's strong in general. Oh, I love the burble of the exhaust. This is probably one of the most intense things I've driven this year. And I finally got to floor a sports car in general. Yes, I've not floored the Porsche totally because that was too scary. This one is actually tolerable. This brand new was actually kind of still worth it. Brand new, this cost around 1.9 million pesos, almost breaching the 2 million peso mark. But for second-hand models now, these are worth a steal. I've actually seen some as cheap as like 850,000. Then the most expensive one, I actually just saw last night, it's around 1 million pesos. That's worth a steal right now. I recommend getting the V6. I've not driven the 4-cylinder, but driving this V6 alone it's glorious. I am lost for words. Finally, I drove a car that wants to kill me. I love it. I love it. And speaking of flooring it a lot, I've been averaging 23.8 liters per 100 kilometers. I have no idea what that is in kilometers per liter, but I know that's thirsty as... Yeah, you know already. Oh my god, it's so good. Yep, driving it a bit more, the ride is not that bad for me. Yeah, this is all stock, the brakes and the suspension. The owner only touched the exhaust and the air filter. That is pretty much it, and a few bits here and there in the cabin. But suspension wise, and again, going over humps, the ground clearance is actually not too bad, but the ride is also just enough for me. It's not too jarring, to say the least. I don't know why. Also handling, yes, even though this is one of the heaviest I've ever experienced, there's so much good feel with it. You know where the tires are pointing. And yes, I wish the PH market had a manual. However, this 8-speed is so good. So this is probably one of the few cars I'll ever say by either automatic or manual mode. So imagine what the manual is like, but this 8-speed torque converter automatic transmission is so good. I am lost for words for this. Yeah, this 8-speed, it suits this car. It's buttery smooth. Mama. Right, I want to take it home, but no, this is not mine. So I'm lost for words until now, but I would like to thank the owner so much for letting me drive this 2015 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. And yes, thank you, sir, for entrusting me to drive this car, and don't ever sell it, sir. And there's not much of these facelift models anymore, to be honest. I've barely seen one of these on the road as well. But I can daily this. If I were to buy one, I can definitely daily this. Not sure what exhaust I'll get though. I'm not keeping that stock also, by the way, because this drift exhaust sounds so amazing. It gives it a bit more character. And to end my review, its character, its soul, it's definitely more muscle car for me. And against the T70Z, I've not driven but sat in the cabin, this feels a little bit more special. Let's try it one more time. Woo! So to the owner so much for letting me review this Hyundai Genesis Coupe V6. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future sports car reviews like this. I'll never ever forget this car. Wow, this is amazing. Bye bye.